Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Anthony Edwards says Lakers defense confused him in Game 2. One of the keys to the Lakers beating the Wolves on Tuesday was slowing down Minnesota's offense. Players like Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid came down from their monstrous Game 1 performances and were much more pedestrian in Game 2. However, the biggest key was controlling their best offensive weapon, Anthony Edwards. No team can ever entirely stop the superstar guard, but you can frustrate Edwards and make him work for everything he gets. The Lakers threw the kitchen sink at Edwards with their switch-heavy defense, putting 2 on the ball and mixing in some zone coverages. The result was Edwards shooting 10-22 from the field and only making a pair of three-pointers. Minnesota only scored 85 points in their Game 2 loss, their lowest scoring performance of the year. Afterwards, Edwards acknowledged that Los Angeles's defensive game plan stifled him. It seemed every time I caught the ball, they kind of went like in a zone in a sense, Edwards said. It was kind of confusing at times. But we'll watch film and be ready. If you show a player like Edwards the same thing every time, he will torch you. The Lakers were able to mix things up. When he penetrated inside the paint, there was help waiting. Often, when Edwards was at the top of the key, 2 players met him there and challenged his shot attempts. This was the first time I've seen this coverage, Edwards said. Like every time I caught the ball at the top, it was kind of like they was in a zone. Even when we cut guys through, they just stayed. I've got to be able to make those reads. With this series even at 1-1 and heading to Minnesota, the Wolves will look at the tape and help Edwards see what reads are available and how to attack the Lakers' defense better. This is part of the 7-game basketball battle that a series becomes when teams are as evenly matched as the Lakers and Wolves. The NBA world stood still on the night that Luka Doncic was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. It was one of the most stunning blockbuster moves that any North American sports league has had in the 21st century. NBA players were just as confused as anyone about the tweet notification that popped up on their phones. That still remains the case several months later. Sam Amick and Josh Robbins of The Athletic captured the reactions of these NBA players in the outlet's annual NBA player poll. Over 150 players offered their thoughts on the deal. While the reactions varied for some, there was still an incredible amount of disbelief regarding what took place just past midnight on the East Coast during the night of February 2nd. Nick Wright rips Jaden McDaniels for borderline dirty moment on Luka Doncic in Game 2. Neither team was efficient offensively on Tuesday night, and there was plenty of physicality from start to finish. On his Wednesday podcast, Wright pointed out one play in particular. Jaden McDaniels fell to the ground after making a shot in the paint to cut LA's lead to 9 with 6:30 to go. His feet got tangled up with Lakers star Luka Doncic's, and Doncic hit the deck. Doncic popped up and immediately berated the referees for not calling a foul on McDaniels. It was a bang-bang tangle up. After reviewing it during the timeout, the officials deemed it not to be a flagrant act by McDaniels. Wright took Doncic's side on Wednesday. In a borderline dirty moment, Jaden McDaniels is won the ground and with his own ankles, grabs Luka's ankle and Luka tumbles and Luka was livid. Honestly, in today's NBA, that's a flagrant foul. That's a non-basketball dangerous play. Wright credited Doncic for gathering his emotions after being close to unraveling for the no call. It is nearly impossible to tell whether there was any intent from McDaniels. Unsurprisingly, Wright caped up for Doncic and the Lakers as a longtime LeBron defender and promoter. Part of the reason the refs didn't call anything may be because of Doncic's constant antics, selling calls and trying to bait a whistle call. Fans, as well as other series and players, have been vocal about this on social media all playoffs long. The chippy play in this series won't be stopping anytime soon. Things head back to Minnesota on Friday night, knotted up at 1-1. Lakers can only watch as failed trade target increases free agency price tag. the Los Angeles Lakers are currently engaged in a heated first-round series with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Superstars are colliding, with Luka Doncic going toe-to-toe with Anthony Edwards in the playoffs for a second consecutive season. Across the conference lines, however, is a series that's likely causing the Lakers to feel remorseful over past indecisions and, perhaps, optimistic about free agency. The Indiana Pacers have jumped out to a 2-0 series lead over the Milwaukee Bucks with a pair of statement wins. Indiana defeated Milwaukee 117-98 in Game 1, and secured a 123-115 victory in Game 2, during which it led wire-to-wire. One of the key contributors during those games has been big man Miles Turner, who has stepped up on both ends of the floor. Turner finished Game 1 with 19 points and 4 blocks, helping to anchor the dominant defense and support the explosive offense. The next time out, he finished with 15 points and 2 blocks in yet another display of his ability to impact the game on both offense and defense. With free agency looming and the Pacers stringing together postseason wins, the Lakers' best opportunity to acquire Turner at a reasonable price may be in the rearview. Los Angeles has a well-documented need to improve the quality of the depth chart at center. One of the players to whom they were linked in trade rumors was Turner, with his expiring contract and defensive quality playing significant roles in the potential interest. The Lakers ultimately opted to pursue Mark Williams in a since-failed trade that has made the absence of a center of Turner's quality even more difficult to stomach. Jackson Hayes has done an admirable job of attempting to fill the void, but the Lakers have been forced to play small ball lineups in most situations. Turner certainly isn't the rebounder some might be hoping for, but his other qualities seem to fit what Los Angeles needs. As such, one can't help but wonder what could have been with Doncic and Turner running pick-and-pop action, and the latter anchoring an already great defense. The good news for the Lakers is that Turner will be an unrestricted free agent this summer. As such, Rob Pelinka could find a way to either sign the two-time blocks leader or orchestrate a sign-and trade to acquire him at a more flexible cost. The Pacers are just 2 wins shy of a trip to the second round, however, and Turner is playing a significant part in their success, a truth that should only increase his market value. The optimistic take is that Los Angeles could part with limited assets to acquire Turner in a sign-and-trade deal, since Indiana would have less leverage. The more immediate reality, however, is that the Lakers could have used Turner in the 2025 NBA playoffs. Unfortunately, months of indecision about how to proceed at center has left the Lakers looking to free agency for answers, and Turner will be an expensive option. And you, fan? What do you think about Miles Turner's situation? Write to us in the comments.